Hi friends, this is the Be Real Babe podcast, a place where your average Canadian wolfpack come together to talk about life stresses, messes, and successes. A safe space where being yourself is the ultimate goal. Each week we will bring you new episodes sharing our experiences on a ton of different topics in hopes we get a better understanding of ourselves, each other, and this crazy world we live in. We want to build a community where we can show up as ourselves, be real, and lay it all out there. By sharing our experiences, we hope to reach others who can relate so we can all help each other learn, grow, and heal. But please keep in mind, as a disclaimer, none of us here are professionals. No one is giving any advice. We are strictly speaking of our life experiences, our opinions, and for entertainment purposes only. Now, with that being said, grab your drink, grab your joint, and let's jump right in. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Be Real Babe podcast. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by the show today. We hope that you have a good time. And if you're a returning listener and supporter coming back for season 4, well, we just fucking love you so much. Thank you for being here. For those that don't know me, my name is Brandy. I am the host, and today with me, I have my beautiful co-host, Kayla. Hey, babe.
Hello, lovely.
It is season 4. What's up, guys? In the flesh. We did it. We said we were going to bring video podcast, and we did it. Episode 81. Well, episode 80 was a video podcast, too. Mm-hmm. Together. If you haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yeah.
Together. In the real life.
In the flesh.
Forever ago.
Oh,
in the flesh.
Forever ago. For sure. It feels like forever ago.
Honestly, the summer went by so fast, and I felt like, I think it's because it was just like we were so excited for it, but it felt like you were here probably 3 months ago, even though it was like... Mm-hmm. A month ago.
Was it?
It feels like that last episode.
Oh, yeah. Wait. It was.
No, it was 2 months ago. Or wait, was it?
Yeah, June 25th, I think, is when I came. So.
Okay, so it is two months ago. Okay.
2 months.
Okay. So but still, it felt like that. It went by like that.
It did. I just was saying that to my, oh my God, I didn't even know what to call him for a sec. That was so weird. To my son's father. Weird. I was like, ooh, that was my ex? I don't fucking know. This man that gave me the baby, the cash.
The guy that handed me the baby.
For fuck's sakes, I apologize to everyone and Tyler for that. But I was just talking to him about it. I'm like, I literally can't believe that my son is coming home like next week. I feel like I just let him go. But it's the same. It's like 2 months since he left me in the beginning of June. So... Or no, he didn't. He left me in the middle of June. I came to you right after he left me. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here.
Mom's time. Mom and dad's time. Let's go. Well, mom and dad's time.
Mom and dad's
time. Relax time for Kelowna. It's crazy. I can't believe it. I don't even think we said it yet. Season 4, episode 81, which is still crazy. Especially when I just like connect to old friends reconnecting, and they're just like, oh yeah, I have a podcast. They're like, oh, what episode are you on? And now it's like, oh, we're about to do 81, and they're like, holy shit. And I'm like, yeah, holy shit is right. So y'all didn't know. You're just tuning in for the first time because this will hopefully be on YouTube. We're planning on it, but you know, editing is so fun. This is a whole new world, you guys. Like, I'm like, I don't even know where to look. I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I do with my fingers?
Bear with us. You'll see us do a thing or two here, like, Anchorman. We'll just be talking.
Yeah. What do I do with my hands? Don't read the teleprompter. I promise it'll be better than Joe Biden, but, you know. And those that are listening on audio, because that's going to be obviously launched as well. We're going to have the videos on YouTube and Spotify. We'll have that. And obviously, as well, I'm going to do a little personal pitch for the Patreon page as well. You can, if you don't subscribe to Spotify and you don't go on YouTube, you can subscribe for $3 a month and get our access for that as well. So, but those on audio, it'll be same for you guys. But if you want to watch video, which some of you guys said to do, here it is.
I mean,
you're welcome.
You hear the voices, you know the personalities. I think adding the video to it gives people a little bit more of us, which, I mean, some people might not want that much of us, and that's okay. But like, this is what you get.
I'm not going to be mad. And we actually was like, this is a long time coming because we said we're going to keep doing it. And so, surprise, we're using a new platform. We're still going to use Anchor to distribute and publish everything. But now we've tried this new one called Riverside. So far, it's recording decent. I guess we're going to play with it and see how it goes. But just like when we started the podcast, guys, it's going to be trial and error from two girls that know fucking nothing about this stuff.
Literally nothing.
Sometimes YouTube and Google's great, and sometimes it makes it more stressful. And so we're just going to go for it instead of stressing about it and publish it. And just like with everything else, learn as we go.
Oh my God.
And we thank you guys for like putting up with that. So, here we are, episode 81, season 4. What are we talking about this season? Okay, first, this episode, we just wanted to do some catch-ups. Ketchup?
Ketchup, like ketchup chips? I'm going to get some. I'm going to get some. Thank you for that.
You know what's sad is when they're out of it. That's when life is sad for me. I've gotten a lot better. I used to put it on everything, and now I'm just more to like meat and like Katie kind of thing. But yeah. We wanted to start off with some questions. We got a few questions that we posted. Thank you guys for always engaging with us on social media. I've been a little bit quiet, taking a break because you guys know how that is. You need to disconnect. And I was really starting at first to post all of like season 1 and season 2 to kind of bring those episodes back. But honestly, with us having like the paddle boards and like my job being crazy, it was just a little too much, as well with Patreon. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. Everyone's there, still posting stories. But now, having a little rebrand for season 4 and launching when you guys watch this will be September 2nd, right into the May long weekend. I keep doing that. The other day, you're asking like, what day is it? I'm like, February? And he was like, February? I'm like, I don't know.
Don't ask me words. I don't know.
Labor Day, not May long, not any other. Labor Day weekend, perfect time to launch. Just like a new season, right? We're going into the fall and winter, so we've had our summer break.
Time to get cozy.
Talk about some shit.
Let's just rattle off on the shit.
Yeah. So a couple questions we'll go through and then see what comes out of that and what answers. And then we'll kind of go from there, explain what we're thinking for season 4.
Just all the things.
I don't know. This video is super distracting.
I know.
What do we do?
Right. We've talked about this. We were just talking about this in the pre-chat. I am the worst. And even when I'm FaceTiming, I look at myself. I'm like, I'm vain as fuck. Like, what? Why? But then I'm like, okay, is my hair okay?
Is my hair okay?
Eyeball okay? Is my under eye makeup, like, do I look like I'm wearing powder on my face? Like, what's the situation?
Lower your hands. Oh, sorry. I don't know what to do with my hands. Anyways, guys, so we got a couple questions we can answer here. And then again, this is just to say hi, hello. Welcome back. We're going into the winter, I'm sure, of another death of unvaccinated people. Actually, the one thing that was really cool today when I was watching a YouTube video on the page Redacted, I really love their page, and they were just talking about how a year ago, some of the stuff that you said about COVID, you would get banned. And now if you say the opposite, you're going to get banned. So like perfect timing for us to start talking about this shit. But anyways, I just like listening to it today, I was like, okay, well, there's a reason that this season lined up for us to put it on YouTube, because it's now, a lot like it's more accepting now. I think now that it's been pushed and censored so much, it's now starting to be embraced. So yay, good time. But anyways, first question we'll go over is, how was your summer? Did you do all the things? I'll let you start. How was your summer, Kay? Did you do all the things?
Honestly, I had a fucking wicked summer. I did more in my hometown than I think I've done ever. And then even when we were in Kelowna, I was like, let's just fucking send it. Let's just go here. Let's go there. Let's do this. Let's do that. We had breakfast at a couple really dope fucking places. Canada Day was fucking dope. Paddleboarding was fucking dope. Smoking weed with my best friend was dope. So yeah, the best
tortilla challenge.
Oh my God, in the filters. Jesus H. Murphy. We need to load that to our page or something.
Oh yeah, I'll do a little video montage to launch, to wrap up the last season, and because I did a video on our first time meeting. But for those that don't know, maybe we'll take a second to explain that, or that you finish about with your summer.
And then so we just kind of like, honestly, without having cash, I got a car. If everyone that's been here knows that I was in an accident and I haven't had a car for 2 fucking years, so we got a car a day before the 2-year anniversary of my accident. So I was like really well aligned. I'm loving it. It's giving me all the independence. I can get up and go. And just the spontaneity of being able to just go somewhere with Ryan. Like one day we were like, let's go have a fucking picnic by the ocean. And that's what we did. So lots of stuff like that we literally haven't done before. And we fell in love with like prepping in the kitchen together. I would always tell him like, oh, this isn't spending time together. Like, this isn't fun. And then a couple times of doing it, we were just like laughing so fucking hard that I'm just like, okay, it's not really about what we're doing. It's just being together. And like, so I'm learning that process and the gym and like doing things by myself. So I had a really pretty great summer. And I'm honestly though, I'm really looking forward to, as much as I'm like boycotting Starbucks, I'm looking forward to fall and like pumpkin spice.
There is that appeal to it where you get to the end of the summer, it's like that burnout, right? Where you're just like, and especially, I don't know if other people felt this way, whether you were vaxxed or not, I felt like it was weird the last couple years. And so it's like you're going into another unknown winter, whether,
we don't know.
We don't know.
Be allowed in a restaurant? I don't know. Fuck. I really don't.
And so I think everyone felt like I have to do so many things. And so this summer actually felt like extra things were being done because you didn't want to leave one weekend without something, because you're like, well, what if this happens again? And we're going on another 8 months of not being able to do these things. But then equally so, you're getting to the end of the summer, especially, when you go, and you're like, I'm fucking tired and I'm looking forward to those cozy days inside, where the weather's not that great. But for me, I just fucking love summer so much. And June was like, anyways, I guess while I lead in, my summer was the same way. June was like kind of disappointing in a sense where it's like, I know we needed it and we had a beautiful, very fireless summer, probably because of how wet June was, and it made it like super beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love how beautiful it was, but we had just started the paddleboard business in June and it started off with like not nice weather. And when it was nice during the week and not the weekends. Won't talk about chemtrails, but whatever, but it would just piss me off because I'm like, and then finally, just when you came, it broke and I was like, oh my God, thank God. And then that was our first time off. Yeah, it was hot. And Canada Day was so much fun having you guys up here. We just had such a good time. All the things that we did, going up to the lake, paddleboarding, relaxing, all the podcasts we got to do together. Our first interview together in the same room, and then our first video one. So there's lots of firsts, like hitting 5,000K plays on here. Like all those cool things all happened this summer. And we went to a ton of wineries again, like we normally do, ones we've been to, ones we haven't. We did some hikes as well. We got the Harley, so we got to go on some cruises there, and I feel like we also went through a lot of mental illness, growth, let's say, for me driving on a bike, that anxiety I got to work with a lot. And even though I hate it, well, not hate it now, but hate the anxiety of it, and just a bunch of things. So it was a really transformative summer. It was a really, my mom was here for a whole entire month, so we got to spend a lot of time together, and we've both grown so much, so that was amazing. Work's been really, really great and fucking busy. Really good summer. I did all the things. Grant asked me that the other day, do I have regrets from it? I'm like, no, except for just wanting more days. But my life doesn't end when it gets a bit colder. I have to remember that. And I've just been programmed to believe that, come fall, winter, I'm just done, right? And I hate that feeling. So trying to get away from that feeling, but did all the things, excited. I'm the same way. I'm excited for fall things and Thanksgiving, and we're going to Ontario end of October. So getting on a plane.
Ooh, in Canada. Yeah. Okay. In Canada, I feel like it'll be good. I keep stressing out about trying to leave the country and the bullshit, but my boyfriend was like, nah. So I'm just going to let him take the lead, and I'm just not going to say anything, and he's just going to do all the talking. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. No, I think you should be okay. I know. It's so hard though, right? We're just
I can't see you.
You can't see me?
No, just random sidebar. It says recording continues smoothly, but live video will return when their internet improves.
That's so weird. So I can see me and you, and it seems to be recording.
Fine, fuck it, whatever.
Okay, well, good to know. That's the fun of this, guys. This is what we get. Will we edit this? I don't know. I don't know if I know how to.
I don't know if we need to. I think it should just be
here, and I can see both of you.
Okay, perfect.
It's saying we're uploading, so
mine too.
Okay, good. Well, this is the fun parts of it that we learned. Sorry you can't see my face. Oh, darn. Poor you.
trial and error, guys. But
Trial and
yeah,
error.
I just wanted you to know so you're not like, where the fuck are you look? There you are. Where the fuck are you looking? Or like, why are you not saying anything?
I was wondering why you're looking at I was like, something must be going on.
I'm just gonna try to do some configuring. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Have you? I just need to reach out to IT. Oh fuck, we don't have an IT department. Fuck. But anyways, good summer. Good summer. I've also realized that I put too much excitement and like my life into summer, and now I'm trying to like really be focused on things that are excited for coming up in the fall. Like September's always a fun month. I always reset on my goals. Recording more things, trying to get back to more of a routine. I do love flannel.
Me too. Fuck.
I love a good plaid and a flannel. So I'm excited for all those things and like, you know, baking, and I do love Christmas and the holidays. I just it's like January and February, and it just, I don't know why I get mad about that now. I'm like, okay, that's like 3 months away. Why are we mad now? But anyways, so yeah, great summer. Hope you guys had a great summer. Hope you guys missed us a little bit. Just a little bit. But yeah. What was your favorite part of season 3?
Me? Do you want me to go? For me, season 3, oh fuck, there were so many great episodes. One of the really, really, really cool ones was when we had the breast implant illness ladies come that I sat in on. That was really cool for me. Obviously all our guests, but my favorite thing was being there and doing our video together.
Yeah.
That was my favorite of all the things.
Yeah, that was a really good one too. My favorite part too. I think, same thing. I love so many, I think we finally felt like we could say a lot of things that we were nervous about saying before in the first 2 seasons, where it was like, we started like the first 2 seasons, you know, how can people come at us about our personal experiences, right? And so that felt good, but it also felt good to share our opinions about things that were going on, especially ones that were like hot topics and not everyone was going to agree with and people were getting canceled for, because I think both of us are like, well, why not? Like, we got each other, we'll find the right people. So I think I loved all of the ways we stuck our necks out to try and like get conversation started. But I actually think my very favorite one was the first one, because it was an 8-hour episode and we had women from all over the place, you know, really saying stuff that is very controversial at the time too. You know, like a lot of all the stuff that we've talked about has been, but that one, it was just like in March when we were talking about mandates and all that kind of stuff and how it was affecting us. It was very, very surreal, like with the convoy and everything that was going on. It was such a raw time. And the fact that we came across together coast to coast and down the States and was like, we got each other. It just, the strength in that really, for me, propelled the season. So I would say that was what, like, we started on a really strong foot.
We really did. We did. Yeah. And it was cool to have those people come, like Sasha and Rebecca, and talk about their experiences. Like Sasha was in the convoy. She was there.
Yes.
And, you know, to see the news doing all the things the news was doing and all the lies and the propaganda. And it was just like, so now it's all finally coming out. And like, people are still talking about Tamara Lich. And like, why is she being harassed? Like, leave that woman alone. But
and like Trump,
you can't yell at Chrystia Freeland because she has big feelings.
Big feels. So many feelings.
I didn't think she even had any.
I have feelings when you're fucking threatening our fucking freedoms and people's money and having...
And laughing about it.
And laughing about it.
Like you're a psychopath and you have no empathy. Like, I'm surprised those comments even bothered her. I think they're just doing that because they want to, you know, any news is good news or whatever.
And it makes that side look bad.
Yeah, it makes people look bad. But like, in all honesty, what were you doing in Alberta? Grand Prairie, Alberta, of all places. If you thought you could go to Grand Prairie, Alberta and not get fucking yelled at, you're out to lunch. Like, that's my hometown.
I find it really interesting, and they must have known that because they didn't make a big deal about it. Like the city, like supposedly, I don't know if for entertainment only, the city was sponsoring her visit down there, but yet they didn't announce it. Well, you wonder why. And if you know that, why are you letting these people in those places? And we're going to talk about that in season 4. But yeah, like, it felt really good to talk about that kind of stuff and now continually talking about that. And we want to get into more of these discussions about people, you know, that are unelected officials that are running our lives, you know, outside of the WF. And I think that was fun too, like jumping in, actually being able to talk about our there's so many, being able to talk about our conspiracy theories like we did, like stuff that we talk about, you know,
like
that was really
just
fun.
behind closed doors, like me and you, and then bring it to the show.
Yeah, and it was like, this is actually what we started. And that's what I was going to say before. If people that don't know, me and Kayla met online. And the first time we met was our season 1. We recorded a whole season without meeting in real life and got to do our finale in real life. And then we did all of season 2. And then she came at the very end of season 3, and we got to record our first video one together. So it's just really cool. I just wanted to flip back to that for people to know, to watch our friendship grow, as well as the podcast and doing all these different things. And like, I'm like, okay, what's season 5 going to bring? Or like season 6, it seems September is like 1 year after, you know, like we're learning more and more and bringing more. And I'm excited because I want people to be able to talk about shit.
And talk about it in a way that like you and I talk, because there was a couple episodes that we did where we weren't necessarily on the same page, but we were able to talk about it in a way that it wasn't like, I didn't feel threatened by your opinion and you didn't feel threatened by my opinion. We just met on common ground and agreed to disagree or agreed to agree on the topic. And that's what people need to do. We need to, like, unless someone's calling you a really rancid name, like you know what I mean? That you shouldn't need to get offended. Like, I get triggered by shit. But when I get triggered, I call Brandy or Hillary, or you know what I mean. I have a system of people that I call when I get triggered, and I talk about it. I talk through it. I don't lash out on the people that are triggering me or the stuff that's triggering me, because I know that I need to deal. Triggers are shining spotlights on areas you need to grow and heal. So it's not fair to anyone else for me to lash out when it's something that I have internally to deal with. So that's what people should be doing. You shouldn't be fucking, pardon my French, don't be a snowflake. Like, grow some balls and have a set and stand up for yourself. Like, what is the word I'm trying to say? Advocate for yourself. Advocate for other people. Advocate for shit you give a shit about. Don't sit there and just, like, keep your mouth shut and, like, oh, well, I don't need to get involved in that. The fuck you don't. Absolutely you should. Say something.
Especially if you feel passionate about it.
This is why we have a lot of what we have, where people can't have conversations because everyone's too afraid to fucking say something. Say something. Just do it.
Walking on eggshells.
Send it. Send it.
And I think too, like, and what we've learned through, and I've learned through, is just because someone has an opinion that is different than yours doesn't mean it's a personal attack on you, or doesn't mean that because I think this way that I don't like you because you think otherwise. Like, that's great. That's totally fine. We can have a discourse. And I think too, one of the biggest things is learning how to communicate when you are seeing something that's being mirrored to you or triggered or whatever. And my go-to is like, hey, I need some space about this, or can we not talk about this right now? Because like, maybe I'm still healing and I'm not in a space where I'm not going to be able to lash out because I'm still learning. And I think communicating like, hey, this isn't a hot topic. Like, can we just drop it for right now? I'm not trying to be childish. I'm just trying to work through my shit because I want to actually learn. And I'm not in a space right now where I'm going to learn because I'm hurt, you know, and having that awareness and saying that. But most of the time people just yell, and I get it, and it's hard. But after a while, you're like, okay, I'm tired of being this like mirror. At what point is that person going to be like, okay, it's me? And I have to do that all the time. Like I said, we go to each other and we're like, hey, okay, I know that this is ridiculous. Just help me work through it in a safe space, because whoever is doing that with me, I don't feel safe to converse with, to figure out why I'm upset, because, you know, have their own shit, you know. So then you bounce it off with your friends or your support system to be like, why is this upsetting me right now? What is the core to this? Or, you know, maybe you just do that with yourself. But it's just being like, hey, let's not talk about this, instead of like, you know, if you can't have a conversation, I think it's fair to be like, not right now.
Yes, sorry. 100%. Just like I said, advocate for yourself. Like, that's an exactly appropriate way to do it. And you're not being childish if it's just not something you have the space to hold for right at that moment. People need time to process things. Like,
or you're having a bad day.
Right? You just might be having a bad fucking day and you don't want to deal with that shit right at that moment. And that's okay. That's called a boundary. That's a healthy boundary to have. You know what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate. And when you get to that level, at least you can say, this isn't not for right now. which is much better than being a fucking jackass and lashing out.
Yes. And we've learned that, like, either with each other, like in the very beginning of our friendship, right?
Yep.
And we were really like learning stuff on the podcast, and stuff was coming out, and we would project to each other, and then we would both be like, hey, sorry, I've realized that, and it was so nice to have that space to say, sorry, dude, like, this is like, or like, I remember you trying to do the episode of depression, you're like, this is really fucking me up. Like,
yeah.
I need to let and it was just, and I was like, but it wasn't like you came out and said that, you said it in a different way, and I took it the wrong way, and I was like, and I came back at you, and then we're like, okay, hold on, whoa, why are we at odds here? Like, why are we, and then you were just like, oh, well, I'm actually like really nervous about this, and, I want to do a good job. And I was like, oh, like, I didn't realize, like, maybe I was putting too much pressure on it being you know what I mean? Like, we had those conversations, and it was nice to have that. And now it's such an easy turnaround when, both of us, now it's not even, I don't even think we ever really even trigger each other now, if that's the thing.
And it's cool.
It's not like that.
It's not.
It's like, it's inspiring.
Yes. We've grown a lot.
Outside the box.
We've grown a lot. And one of the greatest things that I think that this show has done for both of us is taught us how to communicate the hard things.
Yeah.
But like with each other. So it's like, it's a safe space. So I have been able to have really hard conversations with people outside of our friendship where I'm just like, I would have never fucking been able to do that had I not learned how to hold space, be compassionate, but also take no shit. So that's really cool about what's going on here.
And that's why I really love what you said today about like teaching Cash how to be like hard, like not without hard, because that sounds bad.
The lessons.
Without the hardships, like, and not hard in the sense where it's like, don't give no fucks. It's more like standing up for yourself and like being hard against the harshness of the world. And like you said, without that trauma vision of hardship that you've been through. And I think that's such a great balance. And I know, like, when we're sensitive beings, and I know a lot of us are really right now, really struggling. Like, I really want to take a second to acknowledge that. I don't know about you, but a lot of people in my life right now are really going through a lot of loss, a lot of sadness, a lot of unknown of what's to come. And I totally understand that. And I think that's what took us down this last little bit, which was kind of nice being off the podcast and like being able to like really figure out all these big emotions that are coming in and going into the fall, because it seems to be a big shift for everybody right now. And like all of us are going through it. So don't feel alone. It's like everyone's being near their darkest shit right now. And just because people don't share it on social media, don't think that we aren't. We all are. We're all fucking facing it. So I just like, I don't know about you, but I've noticed there's a lot of heavy right now. And so I just want to acknowledge that and hope that everyone can find their modalities, like whether that's, meditation or yoga or gratitude or going out in nature, reading, like just, in those moments, maybe try to bring those things back. Cause that's what I started doing is I started really getting out there, like, oh my God, reading all this stuff, starting to panic again. And it's like, okay, hold on. Again, we've talked about this. The world has been fucked out for a very long time before we were even on it. So what can we control? The controllables inside of our homes and our minds. And for me, that starts with meditating and gratitude and those little things that set me up for success, like meal prepping and getting my house together. So, work is easy. This is easy. But when I get caught up and I get to scrolling and I get that, I don't get anything done, and then I feel even worse. So like if you're in that state, I totally get it. Just try to come back to your day-to-days and set yourself up successfully, instead of falling into this pit. I don't know if you felt like it, but I felt like I'm in this pit. And today I was really gung-ho to like get up and do all those things, and life had a different...
just really wanted to fuck you today.
Wanted to fuck me today, but I'm still in high spirits, and I'm like, hey, Monday, it's not September 1st yet, so you can keep being stupid until September 1st, but, for me, it's a reset. I don't know about you guys, but September's a reset for me to kind of get me into the mindset to burn me to the new year so I can have things to celebrate. It's like, exciting things. So yeah, lots of growth in season 3. Lots of using our voice and talking about stuff that we weren't sure, but you guys have all received it so well. So like fucking rights. Thank you guys.
Thank you for that.
Still here. You're just new too. Thanks for coming. I know not every episode is for everyone, but there's a little bit of everything out there for everyone.
There is.
For sure. And I would just definitely say, like, if it's not for you, like, there's a lot to take away. For example, like, I'm just going to do this right now for Amanda because this came in the mail today.
Ooh.
So, Dr. Amanda Savage Brown. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, so we have an episode with her where she comes in and she's an explant therapist. And she helps women. and her book is Busting Free: How to Liberate Yourself from the Quest for Better Breasts Before, During, and Long After Explant. And the thing about this book is it's not just for women with explants. It's for anybody that have had issues, you know, like here, but mainly to help women with that. So, you know, things like that is just really cool. And I know I've been like wanting to get back into reading, and it's like, oh, how cool. Someone that's been on our show that I really respect, her book's here and I get to read it today.
Yeah, that's cool.
So getting back into those things, you know, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not doing stuff to help myself right now. And I'm noticing it. Mm-hmm. Whether that's with food or eating or sleep, you know, so it's like, yay, September, let's get back to focusing, because with the weather and the dreariness that's coming, you need to be set up that way. Summer, it's easy to like get lost and not doing your shit because it's not beautiful outside.
And you can
sunny. It's so nice. Yo, fucking load of everything. So great. But yeah, season 3 was great. Dr. Amanda Savage Brown was in there too. Congrats, girl, on your book launch. That's amazing. I can't wait to bust into it. So I'll share that with you guys as well. And yeah, we had lots of amazing guests in all of our seasons. They're just growing and growing, new ones coming in every single time. So fuck yeah. Season 4, let's go. I like this one. What is your favorite part of podcasting?
Well, that we get to bullshit together. It's like we're working, but we're not working. But also I like the vibe of it. Like, and this now, I actually really like the video, and we have, like, I like it because I can see you. So it feels like just a little bit extra more, and if that makes any sense. Like, I like the video
aspect. A little bit more
aspect.
real, would you say?
Yeah, a little bit more real, whereas, because you can see us both. Like, you can see you with your mic and your beautiful, like, little background. She did a great job cleaning her room there. Everything looks just really pristine. I'm just in a makeshift setup, and when my kid comes back, it could be, you could see him, you could just come running in. That might
just come running in.
I don't know.
It might happen.
I'll try
Who
not
cares?
to. But
it's our show.
It's kind of fun. Like, this is, I don't know. I like having a voice, and almost, okay, so it's like weird. Before we did the video, it felt like we had like an alias. Now that we're on video, it's like, this is what you get.
Incognito.
Can't hide anymore. Well, you were incognito the other day. Well, not, I guess that I can't say the other day, but you guys will see.
The other day.
You'll see.
The other day. You'll see.
You'll see.
To be announced very soon.
To be continued.
But I think we need to do that more. But this just gives you like another layer, like you said, right? Another layer of connection. Another platform.
Halloween is coming.
Oh, yeah. 100% we're going to dress up for Halloween. Should we just do like a dress up for every episode in Halloween month? October?
Also, don't mind. This will happen every now and then. I will do this. So everyone just be forewarned. Oh my God, it's even better. Please can we...
Welcome to the Be Real Babe podcast.
Welcome. Oh my God.
We're not here to look good.
No, I mean, I did my makeup
like when
today.
I show up to the gym. Yeah, I did a little bit, I had a shower for you guys. You're welcome.
Your hair looks nice.
It's exciting. But thank you. It's starting to finally come back, guys. Slowly but surely, my hair's coming back. But I think for us too, it's just like whether we show up nice or like a swamp troll. It's just like with the podcast. It's just like, I don't care anymore because like,
we're being very
I feel
real.
like, yeah. And this is normal. Like, yeah, well, I mean, I have a ring light, so it's making me look a lot better. But it's not even that. It's just like, you know, it's a different level. And I know with YouTube, it's nice because you can watch it or you can just listen to it. But then you have the option
of watching it. I'm excited to see
it
come out on YouTube. I'm quite excited.
Yeah.
I've been really anxious about that, and I don't know why. I think it's just like the idea of being seen. Because again, like I said, before we started doing Riverside, it was so easy to have that voice and be that big personality. And now showing up on screen, it's like, I'm still going to be myself, but like now y'all can see it. It's a little terrifying, but also kind of exciting at the same time. Because I mean, YouTube, what? When we started this, did you ever think, like, fuck, like here we are, season 4, and we are going to hit YouTube?
I started a YouTube in the hopes that we would get here eventually and that I could make like a YouTube video without us having to do this part because it just wasn't there yet. I don't know even if I still am, but I'm just like, fuck it, let's try. No, though. But I mean, the same thing. I didn't expect, 100 people. I didn't expect anybody outside of Canada to listen. I didn't expect us to have the guests that we've guessed and talked about what we've talked about.
The reshares, the people,
things.
all of it.
Or the people that randomly be like, oh yeah, I watch your show and I haven't talked to them years or listened to your show. And I'm like, what? Really?
What?
I had no, because I don't see the names of people that listen. I just see numbers, which, is
Yeah.
great, but I don't know unless you tell me. And I fucking love it. Because I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Weird. Awkward. But I think, I think for us, it's just like our personalities out there now. Now you just get to see the face, behind it. And, yeah, hopefully people like it. I'm excited. My favorite part about podcasting is that, for those that know me, I've always been like super hyper overactive, I guess you would say. And I need like a channel to put all my energy in.
Yeah.
Cause like I don't have, and I'm sure if I had a child, like most of it would go into being a parent. Obviously I do the cats. I think even if I still was a mom, I'd still need something where I was creating and felt like I was making a difference in someone's life.
Yeah.
Like I love my job. I don't want to ever leave my job in a sense because I love the corporate world. I love how it makes my brain think far and above and beyond and critical. It makes me expand my mind, and it's cannabis. I was like, yeah, no, dream job. So, but it's also not a space like, Excel's fun and I can be creative, but it's like more process innovation, which I really love improving. But it's not creative. And so before I would do things like photography and, fitness and dance classes and, stuff like that. And obviously, now everyone knows too, still doing fitness on Patreon, starting to really work that up. So you'll start to see those in the coming months. But I didn't feel creative until I started podcasting again. And, me and Kayla, we're just seeing a very, very empty space of people talking about real shit, whether that was personal stuff or out in the world. And both of us were like, well, we're loud and we don't really give a fuck. And like, I'm prepared to be like canceled or learn or go through whatever next level ascension I need to go through. Because I've seen a lot of people say shit that just choose not to get canceled. And we knew we could do it in a way that was like funny and like, not one side, like not, and so it's been such a great funnel of energy, and where I'm not like on social media yelling at everyone going, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. It's not my place to tell people what the fuck they're doing. However, for me, I only learned because people were talking about what the fuck was going on. And so I'm like, okay, maybe if it's by someone people know, I can get the people around me to maybe listen. And now we've just like the ripple effect, Right. Or our biggest thing is we started because we wanted people to feel less alone and more connected in things that they were upset about, like anxiety or depression or body image issues, or, what it's like to go through fitness competitions. What's the cannabis industry and cannabis really
Eating
about?
disorders, sex.
Eating disorders, all of it. What it's like to be unvexed and feeling alone. What actually happened at the Freedom Convoy. How did mandates actually affect people without them worrying about being canceled? They got to come and speak freely. Nurses that lost their job got to come up. We gave them an alias so they could speak freely of what was actually going on. We talked about addictions, all the different kinds. So it's just like we got to, and the messages that we get, hey guys, thanks for talking about this. Hey, can you talk about this? That's fucking awesome. Like, please always come to us if you have a topic. But yeah, having a way to funnel this energy and not become a troll on social media.
Yes.
I don't want to be a troll on social media, but I was starting to be. So it was
that's a good point, honestly. That's a really good point, dude, that you said that. I think that's really great. Like, it's funny too, because like both of us, I would get triggered by something. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I'd send it to you. And so we'd talk about it, we'd hash it out. And then it just became about, well, let's just talk about it on the show. Like, let's not be upset about the people that are putting those things because we don't know where they're coming from. I don't know. As much as it's frustrating to be pissed off at someone, but like, it's the fucking internet.
And they're free to speak. They're free to speak in what they want. And that's the thing. It was like, okay, let's bring it to the podcast because if people are coming to our show, then obviously they know they're going to hear our opinions. And people could be mad about them. That's still okay. Totally. But then I'm not shoving it down your throat on your page, on your space, telling you what to do.
Our space.
It's our space. You're coming to listen to get a different perspective. That's fucking awesome. I'm here for it. But it's not me going to your page, attacking you in your safe space, and the cool thing is like, that's the one problem I think with what we're worried about with YouTube is that like, when you put it on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, all the podcast platforms, there's no dialogue unless you come to our Instagram page, then you talk to us, right? Yeah. Where it's like YouTube, the minute you post videos, unless you turn those comments off, you're open to criticism, which is okay. We're open to discourse, but then you're, again, open to trolls, and you never know, kind of bot things. So, we'll see how that goes. All we know on YouTube, good or bad, it doesn't really matter because it's still going to bring traffic, right? So,
Yes.
whatever, we're ready for it now. And like we said, everything is by opinion and we can change tomorrow, but we want to just open conversations and be the ones to stumble through it so that people are not coming together because they're too afraid to talk. They're too afraid to ask questions because of how
Yes.
things have gone. So, that's what we're hoping for, is more connection. So what topics are coming for season 4? Oh, okay. You ready? Okay. September. We're going to be talking about things that are politically incorrect, such as kids at drag shows.
Oh,
Things like the BLM movement, January 6th, and the Freedom Convoy. We're going to talk about politically incorrect it was to talk about vaccines, and where's that at these days? Because we got some stuff to talk about since we did our vaccine injury episode. Fuck, that was almost a year ago now. 10 months ago. So we got some things to talk about that, and that was politically incorrect. Now I guess we're allowed to talk about it. Cool.
okay.
And then we're also going to have a special guest episode talking about eating disorders and her experience, which is I'm really excited. She reached out. Not excited. That's such a fucked up way to say it. Like, I don't mean it excited.
But I
don't get
you
excited.
mean, though. Like,
yeah,
to share
that's
the
what I mean. Like,
story.
I'm excited that people feel ready and they want to use their story to help others. That is what
Yes.
I get excited about, because that means that they've overcome something and they want to use that. I'm excited that people go through this shit, but
Yeah.
we can't stop it. So, so really excited for this month. It's going to be really good. Obviously starting with our Q&A and catch up, and then October is going to go be what the fuck happened here. And we're going to talk about politicians like Horgan, Trudeau, Henry, all of those motherfuckers. And then we're going to talk about COVID stats, because, things have changed a lot more now. How come there's no death toll anymore? Why aren't we talking about who's vaccinated and who's not in our COVID stats? Questions I have.
Yeah, that's a very interesting topic.
Yeah, a little bit more about like the war and the things that's going on those levels. Like what happened with Ukraine, there's, again, two truths that exist there. That war is absolutely terrible, but what the fuck is going on here? Where's all the money? Are the money going to help people? Do we think, is there some backup shit here that's going on? I feel like there is. And then also unelected officials. Like, why do we have Theresa Tam? Why do we have people like the safety minister and all these people like, Freeland, we were just talking about.
Who the fuck
we
is
didn't
Christina
ask
Freeland?
people.
Like, why? Yeah.
Like,
who are you? Why are you there?
Why are you attached to the WEF? Why are you freezing bank accounts? Why would you expect to go to a place that you've treated like shit and expected to be welcomed? And why didn't you have security? Where like things were weird. That was very weird. Anyway, so that's October. What the fuck happened here, which is a lot to go on there. November, we're going to talk about Hollywood again and child trafficking. That was one of the biggest listened episodes, was Pizzagate. I know you guys are all very concerned, and to be honest, a lot has come out in the last little bit, more and more about like Nickelodeon, Dan Schneider. A lot of actresses are coming out about that kind of stuff, actually standing up for themselves and speaking out about the sexual abuse that they've had and the things that they had to do that you guys seen we shared a bit. It's quite disturbing, honestly. I don't mean to be a pervert. I know kids shouldn't think that way, but there's also there's programming and shit that happens there. So also we want to talk about within that, like cabal revenge, the people that they've taken out that have talked about it, like Isaac Cappy and all these suicides, like was it Kate Middleton, Avicii, all those kind of guys, and like Justin Bieber. He's been known to say a few bad things, and all of a sudden him and his wife, like all that happened. Things are weird there. We want to talk about Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Pedo Island, more about the Disney and all those narratives like we just said. We'll touch on the Illuminati a little bit more. And you guys loved it, so we want to learn a bit more. Let's talk about it more. December, we're going to talk about conspiracy theories, because you guys like that too. Things like chemtrail, the New World Order, Great Reset, the Royals and lizard people. We need to talk about that. All the lizards that are there. We know, look at Trudeau. Like, he's obviously a lizard. How's the Queen still alive? We're going to talk about Freemasons.
A lizard.
She's a fucking lizard, and she has way too much money. I'm just saying that now. Like, you could probably solve a lot of world problems, but you don't. So, fuck you. Just kidding. Just kidding. I forgot we're on YouTube now. January, we're going to talk about the Fall of Cabal. We're going to kind of break apart all those series because that's a fun one. I'm excited to go through that because that's where a lot of us, it's intense, and a lot of us, kind of, let's unpack a little bit of it. Let's review some of the stuff that she said, things that make sense, things that don't, maybe people that don't want to watch it or don't care. And then we're going to end our season 4. It's wild. Talking about ending season 4 already. We're all affected, and that's going to be talking about things like porn, video games and violence, social media, and then our season 4 finale. I shared something on the words are my friends on Instagram. I shared like what topics people want to hear about, and I started sharing some stuff about people coming out about the effects of porn, whether they're in the industry or consuming it. And it was actually very alarming how many people were saying it was affecting themselves, their relationship, their children, people they knew, and that it does not get talked about, and people are too ashamed to talk about it. And please talk about it. So we're going to talk about it, guys. Thank you for sharing. I'm so sorry people have had to go through that shit. It was really hard to hear the insecurities women and men have had to deal with because of this industry that is, in one side, saying it's super empowering, but then you're hearing people saying this, and it was just, thank you guys so much for sharing your stories, and we will make sure we start talking about that more and more, because obviously some people are hurting and afraid to talk about it. So enter me and Kayla. That's what we're talking about.
How we heal. This is how we heal.
Yeah, it's how we heal. And, we might have some plot twists along the way, but that's kind of our ideas that we're thinking about season 4. And if anybody wants to come up with a special, please fucking step on up to the plate, because we're always here for it. So lots of fun topics coming down the pipeline. I'm so excited for season 4, but excited for what we've done so far. Excited to show you guys videos. Excited to learn how to hold my face better and find new ways to judge myself. Just kidding. I know, right?
Look at this.
It's been there forever. I worked in the oil field, so that's
fine.
It's fine. It's aging, and that's one thing I do want to talk about.
I joke about it a lot. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is, and honestly, this sass and this ass, we're good.
I'm not going to hate myself for it.
No. Oh, I'm so tired. And I don't want to pay money for that, Mom, with it. I just paid fucking like $6 for strawberries. I can't afford that shit. Last question. Right. What would you say to someone who wants to start speaking out, and tips on how to deal with it?
Come talk to us.
Want to go first, since I just... Come talk to us, yeah.
Yeah. I definitely just say come talk to us. Come ask us anything. We're always open to discourse with our listeners and our followers, but if you are afraid, you need to sit with that and ask yourself why. What are you afraid of? What's holding you back? What do you stand to lose? If there's nothing to lose, then there should be no fear. It's a limiting belief, I think, in my mind. And I have just always said whatever the fuck I want. So I honestly, I don't know any other way to be alive other than... I may not be as obnoxious as I used to be, but like kind of still. So yeah, again, just like sit with yourself and ask yourself what you are truly afraid of, and like journal it if you have to. Like I said, come talk to us, talk to other people that you know who are speaking out. Because one of the best things that you can do when you don't know how to do something, you don't know how to accomplish something, is go to the people who are already doing it or who have done it and go from there. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of, and there's nothing that you could possibly... I mean, some people maybe like we had our healthcare workers have their alias, like, but they still came and they still fucking talked from their perspective. So there's really nothing you could... Yeah, it's a safe space, and just...
We got your back.
Just don't be afraid. Honestly, that's the biggest piece. Yeah, if you go down, we all go down. So I mean, it's like they can't take all of us down. Right? Look at me in my hands. I'm like, Should we start doing this?
I'm so fast.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you.
You can. Yes. And to add
the
to
scooters.
That, what about the scooters? Oh, the fun that we had with scooters?
Oh, I just was having yes. That was something else about summer, just so random. But she said fast as fuck boy, and we were a little bit, I was a little bit drunk, and we were going so fast without helmets.
But also going so slow because we were on training mode and didn't know until someone yelled at us and Kayla finally clued in. And then she went flying past us and we're like, whoa, we thought we were just like too heavy for this scooter and it wouldn't go.
I thought I was too heavy.
Right? Training mode, apparently. Oh, see, and I knew this was going to happen to me. So, but yeah, anyways, guys, speak out. Don't be afraid, like Kayla said. I totally feel good doing it. On top of that, I'm just worried this is now going to die. But ending here. Don't be like Kayla said. Don't be afraid. And really, what's your purpose? What are you here for? Like, if it's something that you truly care about, then nothing else should matter, right? If you're going to be an advocate. If you're strong in how you feel, that's great. And don't be afraid to change your mind the next day and say, hey, I learned some new information and now I changed my mind. I don't necessarily think this anymore. Even if it's a published work, it doesn't matter. If people can't see that as growth, that's on them, in my opinion. And you don't want those people in your life anyways, right? So be what you want to be. Be what you want. Yeah. And just fucking,
I like that.
So we are excited for season 4. There's going to be a lot of hiccups with the videos. You guys are going to see some stuff. We're going to try very hard. There's going to be noises and stuff that's stupid. We might get cut off. But we're excited to try this and bring it to you as we promised. And we're just Canadian stoners just wanting to talk about shit and learning how the fuck to be relevant with these TikToks and these videos and these YouTubes so that people can save Canada, because we need to save Canada and our Canadians and make sure we're all good. Right? So I hope you guys like this episode. Actually, shockingly, we almost made it an hour. Woo-woo.
I think
new platform.
It was fun.
It was fun. New stuff coming to you guys. Thank you guys so much for following us. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, please. Communicate with us there. We love to hear back from you. If you want to join us, we're always open to it. Questions, comments, concerns, lay them on us. Topics, lay them on us. If you want to start using your voice, we help you out. We use our voice all the time. Finally using our microphones. But yeah. Love it. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Kay, for doing this with me. It's been such a fun fucking adventure, and I'm excited for what's to come in our future ones, and excited to face YouTube community together.
Me too, honestly. Like, it can't be, if Twitter is apparently the most toxic place to be, so I feel like it's not Twitter, and there are a lot more open-minded people, and it's just right? So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm also equally excited to be trolled. Troll me. Come on.
Show me. I'm excited. Let's do it.
I got tough skin, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I do too. We'll do it.
Chuck it in the fucking bucket.
Fucking bucket. Let's go. Well, guys, this is a great first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed our season 4 launch. Make sure you're watching. We drop episodes every Friday on, I guess, YouTube eventually, but Spotify, Apple. Make sure you're following there. Turn on the notifications. And also, if you want early access, hit me up. I'll hook you up to the Patreon, $3 a month. You can get an early video with a lot more other content. We'll talk about it another time. But thank you guys, as always, for coming to our show, listening to us, loving us, supporting us. We fucking love you. Until next time, guys. Bye.